All right, so my name is Derek Englert, as I was shown before. I'm in the College of Engineering, in particular the Chemical Engineering Department. I just want to talk a little bit about my experience. I'm doing both hybrid, and bringing in active learning, doing a hybrid course, and for the summer, putting together an online course. Location, I am based in the College of Engineering Extended Campus out in Paducah, and that was started in 1998. So I'm 4 hours away from Lexington. I'm all the way over here. So I had a pretty good drive today getting here. To talk about this. We fulfill a local industry need. There's a big group of chemical industry in here, and they couldn't get students to come in from the big schools because they wanted a big city. It's a rural area, so they weren't kidding there. So we offer bachelor's degrees in mechanical and chemical engineering, and we have about 200 undergraduates. This is my 5th year here, and I typically teach 3 to 4 classes a semester. And in the 5 years, I've taught 12 different courses, a number of them repeats, but 12 different courses throughout this time. I also conduct research in enzyme evolution, faculty advisor for ASEHE, and I'm on a bunch of committees and subcommittees for ASEHE. So needless to say, I'm pretty busy as I'm going through this. And the students always come to me and asking questions, not only for my course, but other courses. So I'm always looking to improve that. So teaching chemical engineering courses, lots and lots of equations are involved in this, and that can lead to boring lectures, right? Even though I'm pretty animated and keep going, it still leads to boring lectures. I would be bored myself. So I bring in an active learning into this. So we're looking at flipping the classroom, works really well for us. Video lectures to watch outside of class, questions answered in class, and then we're also doing a lot of examples, and then active learning can bring in there. So my fluid mechanics course, this was sort of my first foray into making some of these videos. So I made some short videos, use simulations to do inquiry activities. So some of those concepts that the students have trouble with, they can play with the variables and they can see visually how it changes the outcomes of their stuff. And then, it's so fast here, heat and mass transfer, going on to the hybrid course. This is letting things go. Again, working examples. The hands-on, this desktop learning module is really great. They got to see how heat exchangers work and actually experience the temperature changes and stuff from hot and cold. And now this summer going into online courses, this is going to be the first full online thing. The hardest part here is replicating sort of the course project I have, because I have a competition with Catapult, so they have to do all these statistics with the different variables to get different distances, and doing that in person is what we normally do, but I'm not sure how to bring that in online. Tools, Camtasia for video editing and recording, Snagit's by the same company with capture and stuff, and I use a nice microphone that I got from Yeti. Also, Poll Everywhere was one we talked about before, and I bring that in. Ask students concept questions that sometimes a lot of students get wrong. I'll poll them before, have them discuss with each other, and then poll them again. And normally they go from having a mishmash of things to all getting the right answer, or mostly getting the right answer without me telling them anything about it. So on-the-job training's been recording lectures. Usually I use PowerPoint, recorded the slideshows, and I could just, if I messed up on one, I could just redo that slide, and then I could go and export that video. It takes a long time, but it was pretty good. It didn't work as great. It couldn't do some of the things I want. But then when I went into getting Camtasia and learning it, trying to do the video editing, sort of doing a rough narration using speech to text to get sort of the edit for the captions. I could then take those, separate out the audio, delete that initial rough thing, and then use my captions as a script to go back and put those in with a better recording over this, better narration than that first time, because the first time through is always awful, right? Challenges that I had a dual monitor setup. I was like, oh, I can do all this editing and stuff and plug my microphone in, and it's going to be great. And on my Surface Pro, I found that it was very frustrating because a lot of times the microphone would stop working, do all these things, and I think it's a resource issue because we're pushing all those monitors and we're doing all this thing, and it just doesn't have the resources. So I found that I had to get away and just go back to the regular monitor on my thing to get it to work. More challenges, online engagement, lectures before class. The students are really good at the beginning of the semester watching those lectures, and as the semester goes on and more things pile up, they start watching less and less. So I had to looking at throwing in other things into there, graded quizzes and stuff, the asynchronous stuff for online. Our FLC even had problems with this. When we couldn't meet up to a scheduled time, we tried to get together, and 2 out of the 6 actually did the stuff. So, and I was one that didn't. So it was one of those things I was just so busy I didn't get a chance to. So it can be really tough, and the learning curve it can be steep, and it's very time intensive. We're trying to put this stuff all online the first time. So it's been nice in mine as I've been going through this. We're creating a wiki to help with online engagement, things we learned, simulations, and those other things in our FLC. And these 15-second slides are hard because there's too much stuff to get into one little thing. So Yeah, that was part of the thing. It's just a time sink. So.